very good morning to you, the Chairman of the Petroleum Corporation, Mr. Uvais. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And first and foremost, I would like to ask your view on how this situation is being handled in Sri Lanka right now.
There was a debate as to whether we should lock down the country or not to lock down the country. Initial view of the government was not to lock down the country. However, since the leadership is always to listen to the right people and making the right decision, with the advice of medical sector people and the armed forces, President immediately decided to lock down the country, and we have successfully locked down. And because of that, as you know, as of yesterday, we are among top 10 countries when it comes to handling this COVID so far. That is the greatest news that as a Sri Lankan that I am very proud of, and hopefully if we go like this within 1 or 2 weeks, we should be able to totally come out of it with a God's grace, and hope that our government, including the President and the Prime Minister, taking the lead in consultation with our doctors, which is a thing that now in our total task force, the commanding officers are doctors. As per doctors' advice, only whole thing is going on. As per my knowledge, even the curfew decisions are being advised by doctors. Then only if we pass it on to the armed forces and the police, then those people are implementing it. Just other people are implementing officers, and the doctors are leading the game. They are doing a great job as a nation.
Exactly, and we find a lot of people involved in delivering essential goods to the people on time. They're also, I guess, doing a big service, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. As you know, this is a global pandemic. No one in our history, even I was talking to my mom, and whether she's about 75, and I asked whether her father would have experienced something like this. She was saying that even they have not heard about it. You know, the last thing that we have heard is something like Spanish flu. That also, like, you know, people are not that aware because globally we didn't have these communication facilities as today, you see. And what we have done it as a nation, we have done a great thing. Unforeseen things have to be done with immediate effect. For example, establishment of task force. Then as you know, like distribution of essential items, basically food and other stuff, medical stuff, have been taken over by Honorable Basil Rajapaksa, and with him every day he's having meetings. Actually, I have participated for very many, and going into detail as to how these people, for example, we have almost 1 million three-wheel drivers and bus conductors. So those people are daily daily salary earners. So those people, how are we going to support them? Then the government came.
Petroleum Corporation, Mr. Uvais, how have you planned on contributing to curb this pandemic?
There are two things. We are one of the most essential service providers. As you are aware, today the water resources have dried totally, right? When it comes to generation of power, and in the meantime, the transportation services, aviation services, and the harbour to be active, we need to continuously provide fuel at the moment. My first and foremost duty is to make sure without any hindrance, this operation is in action. So what we did was, as this pandemic broke out, a lot of people had this fear. And even in my organization, we had this big fear that, this will enter into our organization as well. There was a suspected case, and with that, people were a little hesitant to come into the work. Then we decided to break the team, most important team, which is operation and the distribution, into 3 teams, A, B, C, and one team has to come throughout for 7 days, and next team will come so that that first team will get a chance to get quarantine for 14 days, you see. So by doing that, we made sure that operation with the minimum staff can be handled without hindering any of these services. The biggest service that we provide at the moment is power generation, because we need to provide this black oil and the fuel oil, the furnace oil to generate power. So we made sure that. And apart from that, as you would have seen since you are in media, there are some one or two petrol sheds were closed down or lack of stock. That people try to apply that to whole country. I'm very happily want to say with the responsibility we have enough and more stock for about month or more, because shipments also are being placed. The orders are being placed, and those orders are, as we finish our stock, as we the free, or we call it allege, we create free space, the other shipment will be in place.
So there is no need to worry.
No need to worry at all, and so far we are handling it well. Apart from that, since you asked how we COVID, our prime duty is to make sure that uninterrupted services to these places. Apart from that, what we went a few steps ahead, and we wanted to contribute to this national cause by be a part of it. Then we came up with floor cleaner, floor disinfection liquid to provide it to these essential service providers, for example, hospitals, police station, armed forces, and these municipal council and so on. So we decided to make it, and then we provided everybody. While we were providing, we thought, why not we do something more, if whatever the way possible, and we came up with hand liquid sanitizer to provide to give it to these hospitals as well as all the essential service providers at the moment. And that also was successful. I think we have done about 10,000, 15,000 bottles of these sanitizers and been provided. Now I am running out of those, and I have only another 100 or so to provide. And we have the biggest raw material that I need to provide these hand sanitizers are, ethanol or surgical spirit. So we have ordered some more ethanol as those comes, and we should be able to provide in higher quantities and provide to these hospitals and essential service providers.
That's certainly you've taken it to the very next level, I would say, by taking the initiative to make something which would be used on a regular basis, even by general people, because we need to be sanitized, isn't it? So any message to the general public, Mr. Uvais? Because I think the general public, apart from the people who are working towards curbing this situation, and they're working tirelessly, hats off to all of them. While we thank them for what they're doing, I guess the general public also has to play a massive role, because we see a lot of violators, curfew violators, taking their passes for granted, a lot of things happening in the midst of this pandemic as well. So what message would you like to tell the general public?
Exactly. Just first, another thing that we, apart from providing this physical stuff, we went on to produce a song, to Nobedi Ekwa Rakemu, so that, we unitedly be united and safe, and we work together to safeguard the nation. That song was about 10 days ago. We just put it across, and now people have been now in every channel. It have been basically telecasted or broadcasted. And the purpose of this song to inspire the people who work for the government and against this COVID, and in the meantime, the people requesting people, as you said, people requesting people to listen to the guidelines which have been provided by the government of Sri Lanka to curb this situation. First thing, since everybody have been frustrated, not only the people, now no one want to be at home this long, you see. When you are at home, and some people are just daily earners, so those people feeling very difficult to cope up with their daily life without any earning at all. So they get frustrated and start to come out and try to do something. But what we should do at this moment, whole world have been locked down. We have been tackling very well because of our discipline. There are very minute percentage of people in Sri Lanka without the race, caste and religion are not listening to it. You see, yesterday or day before yesterday, I heard one gentleman has jumped out of IDH hospital, and then police has to come behind and catch him and bring him back to the same place. You see, this is people are getting frustrated due to various reasons. I humbly request from Sri Lankan, all Sri Lankan, this movement, this is a very important juncture we are in. If we can come out of these few days, we are up and running again. So please listen to the guidelines which is provided by government and our medical staff and the police. Then we can come out of this. Be a part of it. Everybody come do something physically or financially to this. But in this situation, everybody, every Sri Lankan, every individual can contribute by being at home. Be wherever you go, maintain the distance. Wherever you go out, wear the mask. Using the hand sanitizers. This can be this is the one thing whole Sri Lankan can contribute to come out of this situation. Hope that whole Sri Lankans are together in this, without race, caste or religion. We should fight together and come out of this.